In this video, we're going to be taking a quick look at the LEVOIT Vital 100 Air Purifier. In general, if you're looking for an air purifier that's effective, simple, and easy to set up and maintain, then this air purifier is going to be a good choice for you. Now here's everything that comes in the box. As you can see, there's really not a whole lot to it, which is definitely a good thing because this is going to make the setup a lot simpler. That being said though, as you can see, it does include an instruction manual that not only has detailed information on exactly how to set it up and use it, but also some important safety information as well. So I definitely recommend giving it a read before actually using the appliance. But essentially, the initial setup is really simple. All you really have to do is take the actual filter out of the packaging, put it back, making sure the tabs are facing out, and you're pretty much good to go. In speaking of the filter itself, one thing I do want to point out here is that it actually has three different parts to it. We got the pre-filter, which is basically made for larger particles like dust and pet hair, for example. There's a carbon filter in the middle to absorb things like smoke and odors. And then finally, there's the actual HEPA filter. And this, of course, is meant for the really small particles. Now, when it comes to maintenance and when to actually replace the filter, I definitely recommend taking a look at the actual instruction manual itself. But keep in mind, the pre-filter is actually washable, and since out of the three filters, it does deal with the larger particles, it is definitely a good idea to actually wash it from time to time in order to maximize the filter's longevity, as well as the overall effectiveness of the air purifier itself. But again, remember, if you do take the filter out for any reason, when you put it back, just make sure the pre-filter is on the outside and the tabs at the top are also facing out. Now, with this air purifier, the controls are really simple. Essentially, it has three different fan speeds. So when you're using it at night, for example, you're probably going to want it at the lowest speed because this is going to be the quietest. And then maybe if you're in a situation where you have a really strong cooking odor, you might want it on high for that. But then for normal everyday use, the medium speed is pretty much a perfect balance between being effective and being quiet. Back to using this air purifier at night, there's also an option to turn off the display, and that way the lights won't bother you. And then finally, there's the timer. As you can see, you can set it to 2 hours, 4 hours, or 8 hours. So definitely a useful feature as well. In case you're ever worried about when to replace the filter, with this air purifier, that's not really going to be a huge concern because, as you can see, it does have an indicator light. And this is going to give you a much better idea of when to replace it. Now, when it comes to the actual performance, this is a really effective air purifier. At its maximum speed, it can clean up to 300 square feet in around 18 minutes. It also has an effective range of about 500 square feet. So, especially compared to a lot of the smaller air purifiers, it definitely does cover a pretty large area. Despite this though, this air purifier is actually decently compact itself, at 6.4 inches deep, 12.8 inches wide, and about 16.1 inches tall. While maybe not being the absolute smallest out there, I would say in general, it definitely is at least compact enough for most situations. In addition to this, at the lowest fan speed, the sound output of this air purifier is only around 23 decibels. So again, if you're using it at night, you will get a pretty good experience. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for an air purifier that's effective, simple, and really easy to use, then this air purifier will be a great choice for you. But this was a quick look at the LEVOIT Vital 100 Air Purifier.